of the SPJIMR Alumni Awards 2019 in Corporate Excellence, which recognizes an alumnus who has made outstanding contributions in a leadership position in the corporate sector.
Can we have the nominations, please?
May we request Dr. Ranjan Banerjee, Dr. Renuka Kamath, and Professor Ratika Gore to please come up on stage to present the award.
Yeah. Are we allowed to create suspense?
Yes, please go
ahead.
Or
should we... Who's my favorite? Yeah. So the Corporate Excellent winner for 2019 is Balaka Niyazee. Can we have you on your stage, please?
Mrs. Balaka Niyazee, class of 2000 from the PGDM program, is the CEO of Procter & Gamble Korea. She is also the executive sponsor for gender diversity at P&G Asia Pacific, Middle East and Africa. Balaka has a long-standing career in P&G, spanning more than 20 years. She has lived and worked in 4 countries and worked as P&G businesses across India, Western Europe, APAC and Greater China. She is also an active speaker and panelist at the Women's Forum Singapore 2018 and 2019. She has also represented P&G at World Assembly of Women Tokyo 2019. Under her leadership, P&G APAC has won many awards in the space of gender equality, the latest being recognized by the US State Department and winning US Secretary of State 2019 Award for Corporate Excellence. Congratulations, ma'am. Ma'am, we invite you to share your experience and your message for the students.
It really feels like home. I came here maybe about 7 years ago, and since then this place has changed, and I think that's the beauty of SPJN. I'm very, very grateful and truly honored for this award, and I would like to thank the alumni committee, not just for this award, but for putting this great event together. Let's give them a big round of applause. I think they've done an excellent job. I'm also thankful to the jury, to the professors, and to this institute for this award and for all that they have achieved together. Also, I thoroughly enjoyed the music band, the dance, so well done, guys. I think you know how to do it all. So I want to take this opportunity to say a few words. I would try to keep it very short, but I might get, taken up by emotions, so pardon me if I take a bit long. So let me share with you the 3 life-changing events. And I often talk this with my husband, and I think the reason I want to talk it here is because this is the moment and this is the time, and you will know why. So the first life-changing event is when I met my husband, my now husband, and he is here right now, Kausar. He's also an SPJN alumni, and as you can see, that's our picture in the SPJN building about 20 years back. So, and he has been my inspiration, my role model, and I still can't be like him, but I try to be like him in many ways, and he is one reason, and the most important reason I'm here today. The second one is a very memorable picture for me, and in fact, my husband shared it with me just a few weeks back. This is right after I got my offer letter from the P&G interview in SPJN. And I'm out of the door. And you can see the appointment letter in my hand, and my husband actually just behind me, and that's literally and figuratively, he's always behind me, supporting me, and this day is still vivid in my memory. It's 26th of January 1999. And I think the second important event in my life, it's not about that interview or that offer letter, but it's about what SPJIMR has given me. And one of the things that it has given me is PNG, which I love. You know, it's my family, it's my life. Beyond what I do, you know, every day at home, it's my life. And I thank PNG and SPJIMR for having me here. My third life-changing event is actually my daughter when I became a mom. And I think, you know, that's the time I actually learned to be more choiceful, to be much more sharper. And I think it made me a better person, not just at home, but in business. And you know, one thing I always talk about whenever I'm talking to people in the institute or in other companies, that you have to be much more productive and think much more sharply about your choices. And I think PNG as a company has helped me a lot to do that. You know, I still remember when I moved to a new role in Singapore, and I was a new mom right after my maternity. I actually announced to my bosses then and my colleagues that I'm going to leave office every day at 5:45 p.m. And that's quite unheard of in the corporate world. People typically work till 7 p.m. at least. And I thought that people would be surprised, but actually I made it happen. And I'm so proud that till today, even in a country like Korea, which works probably 18 hours a day, I leave office every single day at 5:45 p.m. Of course, I catch up on work, you know, when I can, which is after 9 p.m. or early in the morning. But I think that is a huge enabler for me. And I think thanks to the fact that I became a mom, I discovered this part of PNG and its flexibility. Of course, I need to thank my mom and dad. And again, another great example where, you know, I feel they have done a lot for me and they support me even now. They live with us in Seoul. You know, when I was in PNG and I just moved to Korea, within 1 month, I was in a new country. My dad actually got a stroke attack. And I was newly promoted. I was the sales director of an unknown country. And I still could take time off to be with him. And I'm so grateful that, you know, PNG was able to do that for me. And now I'm trying to do it for everyone who works in PNG. You know, I was asked to share my story after I left SPJIMR. And honestly, my story is PNG, because that's what I joined. And, you know, people ask me, how can you work in a company for 20 years? And as I think about it, I think it's not been 20 years, but it's been like, I feel like I have done 10 different roles and I've led 10 different companies in a space of 2 decades. This is, you know, short my career, but you don't need to look at everything. So I joined this wonderful company in India in sales in 1999, and then I worked across many different regions. I went to Western Europe to work in Tesco. I went and worked in Singapore, in Asia Pacific, and I went and worked in Korea. I got to many things. But what stands out for me is that every few years, I got to do things which I could never imagine in a corporate world. You know, when I go to startup events, and I'm in the jury of many startup events, I find that people think joining a big company would be like, you know, something you do forever, but never. You know, my first day in PNG was like, you know, I got the full responsibility of running a business. When I went to Ireland to be in the Tesco team, a new country, a new culture, a new job, and I felt the company really trusted me for what I could do and gave me an opportunity which I could have never imagined. So early responsibility from day one is something that comes so naturally to us, and I think that's what makes me what I am today, that I can challenge myself, I can go beyond my comfort zone, and I think SPJIMR actually taught me that. You know, if I look back at my journey in SPJIMR, and when we were, you know, students, we used to be always overwhelmed, we used to be in ambiguity all the time, and I think that's amazing, because that's what helped me. And if I were to look back 20 years and say something to the Balaka that I was, I would say seek out, you know, challenge yourself, ask questions, why and why not, and I think this institute will serve you the best and give you the best platform to launch yourself in the new world, whether it's social or it's corporate. Last, I think I'm incredibly proud of not just my life in PNG or, having worked in many different countries, but what I feel is the influence that I can bring. Being a part of, I lead the gender equality program for Asia Pacific, India, Middle East, and Africa. I have been in many government meetings. I've been able to do many, agreements with many governments in many countries to serve the people of that country and give them a new definition of gender equality in which men and women play an equal role. I also feel incredibly proud that I could be in so many countries, know their culture, and grow as an individual. And most importantly, I feel proud that I can be a role model for my own daughter. So very grateful for this honor, and I wanted to share my journey so far, and I hope you found it useful. I'm very open to talk to any of you. Please, please feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you once again.